due to the remote work shift, due to securing remote work, we saw a large increase in change in IT spend over the last year. Anecdotally, we are hearing from you and your peers that that increase in budgets is likely to continue. And while I'm waiting for our data visualization slide to pull up, here it is. We're seeing a total increase this year of almost 9%. It's at 8.6 now, I believe. And we will be going into the survey field again in the next week or two to start asking about 2022. But from your perspective, sir, do you see the increase in total spending for IT continuing going forward?
For sure, for sure. This is something that all the companies are investing because more than ever today we have a digital environment. It's growing up on all companies and all sectors of the industry. So we have to invest not just in IT, but security is in the right place right now, because I used to say I never had a budget like this before. So we have to invest because digital environment, it's susceptible to attacks. And since the pandemic, we have at least, I'm talking about Brazil and South America. South America, we increased the increase of the attacks in Brazil. For example, it's 825% since the beginning of the pandemic. So wow. Yeah, it's really severe because all the companies started to work remotely, and we got more vulnerable. So the attackers knew that and started to increase the attacks and the way of the attacking, because in the past we have a secure environment in the office, but not anymore, with everybody at their homes. So we don't have control on the routers that they use at home, on the network that they use at home or at any kind of public network. So we have to invest there. So IT and cybersecurity has to work together to find a way to provide the environment to perform the work, to not stop the business, and provide security. Also.
Well, that's just an incredible backdrop. I mean, an 800% increase. And
it's
a company your size, I can't even imagine what that total number is. I mean, for the listeners out there, this is a global business. Julio runs the South American operations, but it's headquartered in France, and they operate absolutely everywhere. They're a massive company. So an 800% increase is just mind-boggling to me. And we're going to look here at the macro views. Not only did we see the spending increase, not quite the 8x that you were bringing up, but the priorities are right aligned with what you're saying. So you and your peers have stated that the #1 priority is security by a wide margin. So let's break that down a little bit more and ask you, within security, where is your spend dollars going? And I know it's layers of defense, you have to do everything, but if you tried to kind of rank where the priorities are within security, where would they fall, sir?
Endpoints, we have to invest a lot in endpoint security because we cannot have anymore just an antivirus or anti-malware in the workstations. We have to invest in ETR protection. So also in cloud, because more than ever, we are migrating to cloud, and you can see this in this macro view. So we are migrating to on-premises environment to cloud environment. So we have to invest massively on cloud and endpoint security. In the data center, in the previous way that we build a data center with all the servers on premises, this is almost already secure. But as we are migrating to a cloud environment and remote work environment, we have to invest on the two sides of this architecture. So in the workstation side and the cloud side, we have the famous shadow IT that we have to be worried about, because everybody, every company has some sort of shadow IT. This is not. I could say that that it's not a bad thing to have, but at least you have to have visibility of what we have from shadow IT, to have control on these. All the time in all companies that I work for, we have this kind of issue. In the past, I used to see like a problem, but currently, when we talk about digital world and everything else, that we have to speed up the adoption of digital assets and everything else. All the areas, all the departments of the company are working with digital initiatives. So in terms of business, I understand the need of business to implement something urgently. I know that governance, the security governance, sometimes does not cover every side of the company, or every aspect of the departments and what they are working on. So we have to implement some solutions to have a higher view of the whole environment. So when you have something going on in some area that you don't know, or you are not being informed, at least you have to have something to see this happening. So to provide the security for this new initiative, to provide guidance also, because sometimes, and most of times, in companies, they started to work in something that was a really great idea, but they didn't notice that they have to follow some basic rules in terms of security and IT.